Hello there, sweetheart. I hope you're doing all right. It's good to see you. I know it's been a long time. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to find a way that we can get together more often. I really am. And so I'm seeing if maybe this would be a good way for us to see each other more. So maybe I can pop in for shorter little visits as I can. But it is lovely to see you. I've missed you terribly. I know. You know that I started a new job. It's wonderful. So I'm doing counseling again. And I've missed it so much. Yeah. Yes, it's really nice. And it made me think about you a little bit. Yeah, I know that you have some anxiety and sometimes struggle with depression. Yeah. And I just wanted to let you know you're not alone. Not at all. No, I work with clients all the time who think they have to be perfect. And it just doesn't work that way. None of us are perfect. That's why I'm going to come and visit. And I think you won't see me with makeup as much. You'll see me kind of how I look every day. So I hope that's okay with you. I hope I can just pop in when I get a few extra minutes and say hello so that it's not months before you hear from me. I know. I feel so badly about that. But it's just the way things are right now. Like, my time is in little half-hour increments here and there. And if I try to find a time when we can visit for a good few hours, it just never seems to happen. And I feel badly about that. So I'm hoping that you and I can visit like this. Is that okay? I sure hope so. I really do. Because I really would love to see you more. So, yeah, what's been going on with you? I think about you all the time. I really do. I want you to know that, just because I'm not here doesn't mean I'm not thinking about you. I have things that come up with my clients all the time that make me think about you. I know. I had a client the other day and we were talking about trying new things and letting yourself not be a perfectionist and how hard that is as an adult, because we like to be good at everything and we don't like to be seen as not being good at something or struggling with something. I think that's especially true in this day and age with advertisements and the media, social media especially, because people curate their experiences on social media. And so all we see are these perfect lives that we think we should have. We don't see the person who's struggling. We don't see the person who doesn't feel like they know what they're doing and they're faking it for a while. We don't tend to hear about that. There's some people who will try to give you the whole picture. But here's the problem I find. It's not those people's faults. That's what we want to see. Again, I often think of it like that with all of the media we have out there. We want to see people looking beautiful and all put together, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we haven't done our makeup that day, and sometimes we put our glasses on at night because we're tired, and we just don't have it all together. And sometimes things aren't as perfect as we would like them to be. And I'm hoping that I can get together with you more often and that you'll accept that things aren't going to be perfect all the time, that I'm going to do my very best. But things may sometimes just not work out entirely right. And I hope you'll forgive me, and in some ways, maybe forgive yourself. None of us need to be perfect. We just need to be there for each other, I think. I often think about, so I have a lot of people over at my house at least once a week. And sometimes it's important for me to have the house very put together. And sometimes it is actually important for me to not have the house put together, because I have especially young women that come over to my house. And I want them to know that as a working mother with a million things on her plate, that sometimes the house just doesn't get cleaned. I try not to let it become a disaster area, because that makes me uncomfortable. That kind of triggers my anxiety. I'm just going to hit some pressure points on your face, if that's okay. But yeah, sometimes it just doesn't get done, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. It doesn't have to. You don't have to have everything all together all the time. It's just an unrealistic expectation. And I think especially moms need to know that, or maybe future moms, because I think we feel like we have to be the perfect mother and the perfect employee, and we have to have our house perfectly clean, and we have to cook good organic dinners every night, and it's just not realistic. There aren't, and we have to get 8 hours of sleep too. And the thing is what falls to the wayside is the 8 hours of sleep and the self-care, and we feel like we have to do it all the time, and if we're not, we're somehow failing. And that's when I want to make sure I come on, visit, and tell you that we're not failing, that taking care of ourselves is a strength, not a weakness, and letting other people take care of you too. So I want to come on here and just take care of you every once in a while and give you some advice, things that I'm working on with myself and my clients. And I'm learning a new instrument. I've been learning it for a couple of years now, but it's so funny that as I watch my son learning piano, and he accepts that he won't know what he's doing, whereas adults, we get so upset that we don't know what we're doing for a long time. And, it's just unrealistic. We have unrealistic expectations. My husband read something the other day that the people who are happiest are the people who only expect themselves to get about 5% better this year. They don't expect, I'm going to lose 75 pounds. They expect that they're going to lose maybe 5%. They expect that things will look maybe 5% better, and that's doable. I expect myself to get 5% better at my instrument. That's about it. And that may be daunting, that it's going to take so long, but it's also doable. And 5% is pretty good. And again, the quote I was given this week was, sucking at something is just the next step to being pretty good at it. And I think that's actually a quote from Adventure Time, unless it was taken from somewhere else. But it's the truth. And I hope that you allow yourself to not be perfect, to accept help from others. Okay? I'm so glad we got to see each other today. I know. And it wasn't perfect. Definitely, there was some noise and there were some misspoken words, and it wasn't perfect. It's okay. And I hope it's okay with you. And let me know in comments if it is okay. And I'll try and do this more often because I really do love you guys.